Hold up, why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bet.
Welcome back, y'all. This is the Miscellaneous Minds Podcast. I'm your host, Jesus Dinero, here with my co-host. What do we got going on tonight, my man?
Gervonta Tank Davis, Lamont Roach, ending a majority draw decision. Let's talk about it.
Listen, man, unfortunately, we didn't get to watch the fight live. We had a couple other things going on that night. But we did watch the fight afterwards. And listen, man, there's a number of things that stuck out, obviously. First of all, hey, man, Lamont Roach brought his A game, man. The man stood out. The man showed out. And there was quite a few times that I saw Tank Davis visibly wins at some of the stuff that he was getting hit by. But listen, in true Tank fashion, he came back and he also threw a bunch of stuff back. That being said, listen, obviously the number one thing that everybody's talking about is two things, really. The decision should have been a decision, and what should have happened with the knee. First of all, let's address the knee. There is no calling a timeout in the middle of a fight. If you call a timeout and you take a knee, guess what? Point deducted. It's that simple. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is what it is. The fact that they didn't take an additional point, or I don't know if I didn't see that they took a point from him. I believe it was just ruled a timeout for whatever reason. To me, it's a little sketchy, weird in the very least. He should have had a point deducted for that particular issue. Apart from that, there's no scenario in which if the reverse would have happened, if Lamont Roach would have took a knee, they would have counted it knockdown. They would have counted it 1 point deduction, so on and so forth. So that's already sketchy off the top. Now, on top of that, Tank Davis said at the end of the fight, hey, look, I just got my hair done, a day or two ago, whatever. The girl, put some stuff in my hair, put some stuff in my braids. That stuff leaked into my eye. I took a knee because it was burning. Not because I had any sort of issues, not because I was, hurt by anything. He didn't throw a punch. I just had that stuff in my eye, needed to get it wiped off of my eye. Listen, bro, to me, it just sounds like an excuse. And it might be the truth. It might be the truth that he took that knee because of that. That being said, listen, dog, you can't take a knee. Not without a point deduction. You can't take a knee without a point deduction. So this man over here saying this and that, it doesn't really matter to me. I don't care if he said, that Lamont Roach poked his finger out the glove and poked him in the eye. You take a knee, big dog, you get a point deducted. Now, as far as the majority decision draw, listen, man, I'll be honest with you. I think they both did good work in different rounds. I think Lamont Roach put up enough of a performance where you can definitely say, did he win? Listen, man, I'm not. I wouldn't be mad if I'm being honest with you. I think based on the rounds that I saw, based on what the work that I saw from each one putting in their work, I think they both did enough to where you can definitely put this up as a, hey, look, man, I could see it going either way. I know a lot of people are not going to like that because a lot of people are saying, hey, look, Lamont Roach took it. Does it feel like they robbed them a little bit? The only reason I would agree with that sentiment is because of the knee. That's the only reason. If it weren't for that, I'd be like, hey, look, man, this is a close match, close enough to where it definitely is it could go this way, it could go that way. I could see their argument being made. This brings a bigger question in my eyes. Now, Tank Davis has been saying for a while now that he's going to retire, that this is probably his last year. He's got maybe 2 or 3 more fights, so on and so forth. The reason I bring that up is because this is proof that Tank's, not ability maybe, but his want to be in the fight game is definitely waning. I don't think that was Tank's best performance, or maybe it was just Lamont's best performance. The reason I say that is because when you start telling people, hey, look, man, I'm on my way out, the mentality of what you're going through as a boxer, the mentality that you're bringing to the game really has to be questioned. And I kind of think that, there's definitely a reason to question if Tank really wants this anymore. If I'm being honest, he doesn't seem to have that fire like he once did. I think whatever's going on in the background, and I do believe there's something going on in the background for Tank Davis, I believe that, unfortunately, he just doesn't have that fire in him. Maybe he made too much money. Maybe he's just too comfortable. Maybe he just wants to, like he said, he has a daughter, he has some kids or whatever. He wants to go off and have fun with them instead of doing this boxing thing for the next 20, or probably wouldn't be 20 years, the next 10 years at best. So, yeah, man, I question not his heart, but I question his mentality, his drive, his want to be in the fight game. That being said, listen, we cannot state this enough. Lamont Roach did his thing out there, man. Lamont Roach went in there, and when a lot of people were counting him out, this boy, put the pedal to the metal. He said it himself. I put the belt to the ass. He said that himself. And listen, true to his game, he really did. Because I would not be mad at all at anyone making the argument that Lamont Roach won. Because again, it was that good of a fight. It was that close of a fight. It is what it is. What do you think about that, my man?
Like you said earlier, it definitely is a testament to Lamont Roach's abilities that a lot of people had a bunch of arguments for how this fight should go, and a lot of complaints going into that match. From Gervonta Davis complaining about his cornrows, his dreads, from the referee not doing his job with a point deduction. But again, not one complaint has been about Lamont Roach's resolving that fight. As far as I can see, there wasn't really any mistakes that anybody might have pointed out. Maybe some criticisms here or there, but at the end of the day, Lamont Roach took those punches to the chin, and he still kept on going. Again, the fact that he was able to get this to a majority draw in the first place, whether or not it was fair or not, that's debatable. At the end of the day, the only thing we can talk about is what happened in the fight and speculate from there. But the fact that he still got this to a draw, and people were arguing that Lamont Roach did get robbed, and whether or not you believe in that or not, the fact of the matter is, this definitely did put a hole in Gervonta Tank Davis's armor, and that in and of itself, Lamont Roach deserves a lot of credit on. Now again, argument could be made about whether that was Lamont Roach's best day or Tank Davis's worst day, the referee's worst day. The fact of the matter is, they'll start the line for whatever reason, and they still granted Lamont Roach that decision, whether or not he was happy about it or not. The fact that he was the first one to put himself on the map and display his abilities, and this is the closest he got for somebody that's pound for pound one of the best men in that division. That in and of itself is a huge honor. I think a lot of people were a bit uncharitable with Lamont Roach going into this first and foremost. Everybody, like you said, everybody counted him out, and they weren't even thinking this was going to be another day at the office for Tank Davis. And again, the fact that he got this close and Gervonta was already making as much excuses as he can, whether or not it actually happened or not, maybe some liquid did come in his eye. Who knows? The fact of the matter is, whether or not Lamont Roach is taking this in stride or not, I don't think he should. I think he should wear this with as like a badge of pride, and I think he should be proud of his performance that he brought. Again, all of this, none of his fault. None of his fault that he went this way. He did his thing out there. Like you said, he should be holding his head up high on this.
Yeah, man. Again, I wouldn't be mad at someone making the argument either way. Again, I definitely see why a lot of people say Lamont Roach won. At the same time, you got to remember, one of the judges still gave it to Tank. Yes, it was a majority draw, but the third judge, they gave it to Tank. So you can't completely rule out the fact that Tank potentially also won as well. Now, of course, because of that now draw on Tank's resume, you see people like Devin Haney coming out, Shakur coming out, making their comments, which, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. It is what it is. When you talk as much shit as Tank Davis does, you poke fun at Devin Haney for getting knocked out or getting knocked down, and all that kind of good stuff. Of course, you're going to get a little bit of backlash. It's going to be an interesting shakeup a little bit. Again, Tank Davis has said it himself that he's on his way out. Whether it's true or not, he's made the comment. It's the first time he's made the comment. I'm being on his way out, one or two or three more fights, whatever it is. We'll see. I understand. I don't know how true it is. Don't quote me on this, but I understand that Tank Davis said that there's potentially not going to be a rematch. Again, don't know if that's true. Don't quote me on that. It's something that I was reading on one of the forums for boxing earlier. But we'll see, man. There should definitely be a rematch. That's the reason I brought that up. There should definitely be a rematch. Will there be? Who knows? But there should definitely be a rematch. This fight has done enough work to the point where I think we all want to see it. I think we all are hungry for it. And listen, they both showed out. I think another fight would be great for the fans, great for the boxers. They both get paid a phenomenal amount of money. It'd be a good fight to see, man. We'll see how it goes. We'll keep everybody tuned in on that. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and
Until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you in the next one.